In today's video, we are going to be fixing and showing the issue with P20E9 on a Ecodiesel engine for the Dpf injector. Let's get into it. Alright guys, and welcome back to today's video. So yes, we're going to be resolving the code P20E9 for an Ecodiesel engine. So what it has to do with is we've got our truck here, and that code, apparently when the Dpf injector gets clogged, it will throw that code because the pressure is reading too high. So it's coming back to the computer saying the pressure is too high, and a lot of guys are resolving it by cleaning the injector. And it's pretty simple to remove, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that process. We'll see how clogged this one is. It might be the original 117,000 miles. I've seen people's get clogged pretty quickly before, so we'll see what it looks like on the truck, and we'll clean it and see if we can clear that code. So hopefully you guys can see it there, P20E9, and I've got that code active on the dash. I tried clearing it a few times, it comes right back. Apparently on some of the different years and different flashes from the factory, there was more of a tolerance for a higher pressure, but depending on what year you have, it will throw the code. So we'll go ahead, I'll show you guys where it's located, we'll disconnect it and see what she looks like. So once you get underneath the truck, you're gonna see right here on your exhaust, this is your Dpf injector. You're gonna see a little clamp right here with an Allen head on it. So you're just gonna loosen this clamp, you're gonna stretch a little bit, and this is gonna come out, and we'll be able to see what it looks like in there. And from all the videos I've seen online, this is gonna be caked with like a white crystal material that we're gonna have to clean out of here. So we'll remove this screw, we'll take off this clamp, and then we'll get this out of here. So there we go, that bolt is removed, and we're just gonna stretch this clamp around so that we can get it off, or you can kind of use a little flat screwdriver or whatnot just to pop it off of here. So it's stuck on the back side, and we'll pop this off. There you go. Kind of like a little V-band type thing. So there we go with the clamp, and let's wiggle this out and see what she looks like. So mine doesn't look terrible, I've seen a lot worse, but we'll clean it with it off. You can see a bunch of little chunks and stuff all in there. Okay, the other thing I can do is, since this doesn't appear overly clogged, we're still going to clean it, but this tab right here is on both sides, and you can see I released it right there. So I'm just prying essentially like this, and this clip should come off that holds this whole metal thing, and we can take this off and clean the whole thing out from underneath the truck. So I'm just gonna pop this off, and the injector should slide out. Okay, so we took the connector off, we took this clip off, so now the whole injector should slide out of here. There's this little thing, retaining thing that holds it in. Okay, and I'm just using the screwdriver just to gently pry the injector out of this little cage here. So there we go. So this is all out. So let's take this thing over and clean this thing up. Okay, so some guys are using a steam cleaner, but I kind of like using what I already have since I don't own a steam cleaner. I'm using this like tornado style thing. I'll link it in the description below. It works awesome on interiors to clean. And what I did was just put hot water in it. So should give us the same effect. Let's go ahead and try it out. All right, so here we go. Well, that made quick work of that, you guys, and it came out brand new essentially. So let's go ahead, we'll bring this over. Definitely make sure you're wearing safety glasses, which I am. Just, you don't want any of that junk getting in your eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead, we'll clean off the actual port that it goes into, and we'll clean off the tip of the injector, and we'll reassemble. Alright, so we cleaned the tip of our injector. It's all clean. You can also hopefully see this hole is now spotless. There's no junk whatsoever in it, just from blasting it for a couple seconds with that gun. So I'm gonna go ahead and reassemble everything. We'll put our injector back into here. So this will slide in here, and then we'll put that retaining clip in there, and we'll reassemble everything. So there's the injector back in. In order to get it back in, you might have to use 2 needle nose like I did here. I kind of put one here and one on the other side and simultaneously squeeze down to get that injector back in. But she's in. You can see the bottom's all clean, ready to go now. So we'll put this back on, throw that band clamp back around it, and tighten it down. When reinstalling it, you'll notice there's these little locating tabs right there. So it can only go one way, so just rotate it. And that direction is with the injector plug facing all the way down. You'll see it lock into place, because if you try to do it any other way, you'll see it won't sit flat. So make sure you rotate it. You'll see it drop down like that, and then you're good to go to put your band clamp on. And there we go, guys. Clamp is tight. We've got our connector back on, and we're finished. Next up, use a scanner. We're gonna use Alpha OBD with the OBD link. We'll plug it in, clear the code. You guys know the rest. All right, so that's a wrap for that repair, you guys. If you guys enjoyed it or found it helpful or informative, make sure you give it a thumbs up before you take off. Hit that subscribe button for more helpful videos, and check out all the other 4th gen RAM content already on this channel. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next video.